Hello YouTube artist, welcome to In the Studio with Kelly Hernig. Today it's all about Da Vinci. Are you as excited as I am? Let's go paint. After swatching these beautiful colors from Da Vinci, what I was really missing was red, some browns, and I wanted to try two of Denise Sodden's color, Denise's gray and Stormy Blue. So we're going to do 9 more swatches, and again I've used a cutout from a manila folder and I've placed them on the page like this. So there's just 3 across and 3 down. Just traced them with pencil. The colors we're going to be exploring are all Da Vinci. This is Quin Rose Doré, Alizarin Gold, Indian Red, Burnt Umber, Raw Umber, Sepia, Titan Buff, Denise's Gray, and Stormy Blue. Let's get swatching. I've got all mine poured into half pans and they're not quite dry yet, so bear with me. Hopefully it will go smoothly. The first one is Quinacridone Rose Doré. I really love this corally color. It reminded me of Quinacridone Coral from Daniel Smith. For the big leaf here, I want a mass tone. And for the smaller one, we will add more water to it. Isn't this lovely? When I splash, I dip my first 3 fingers into the first digit into the water. And then I pull back and kind of flick it down. I will be splashing them all. I just don't know that I will do it on camera. I'm going to dip my brush in water and get a more watery version now. That's for the little one. The next color is Alizarin Gold. I've never seen an Alizarin Gold before. I've only seen Alizarin Crimson, so I'm interested to see what color this is. It looked like a beautiful red. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It's kind of got a little bit of gold toning to it. This will be an interesting color to use. Adding water to my brush. This was just what I was looking for to add. I wanted that corally color, and then I definitely wanted some deep reds, and this alizarin is very pretty. This alizarin gold is very pretty. Next I have Indian Red. This color reminds me of a brick red, which I really, really like. It reminds me of like a red clay color. It's lovely. Water on my brush. The next color is burnt umber. I really don't use burnt umber a lot, but I liked the tone on the website, so I'm hoping it is a nice rich tone for this. I usually use more raw umbers and sepias, but I thought I'd give burnt umber a try. I'm using a Stillman Birn Beta series sketchbook for my sketches. It's more of a mixed media book than a watercolor book, but I do like the way that it gives me splash texture. And the brush I'm using is Jackson's Raven brush. It's a quill brush that I really like. It's a little thinner in the handle than my Casino brush, my Da Vinci Casino, but it is really inexpensive compared to the Casino. I like that. Do you see how it's got a little bit of orange yellow tone to it, which is what I think of with a burnt umber. And I think these two are going to play really nice together. Next is raw umber. I don't know what it is about the raw umber that I really just love raw umber. I think it's the kind of greenish tone. It's a more natural tone to me. And it's a dirtier tone. It's a more grayed down, I think, than it's not really bright, but yet you can achieve a great darkness in it. And I prefer to mix a lot of my colors with raw umber instead of burnt umber, because you can see the difference here. See on my palette, this is burnt umber, which is definitely more colorful. This is raw umber. So see that it seems more dirtier, natural. This one seems very orange yellow, where this one seems more greenish gray. And I think that's probably why I tend to go more raw umber than anything. Need a little bit more water. There we go. If you don't know much about Da Vinci, their company is out of California. They're made in the USA. And they offer 3 sizes in watercolors: 8 milliliter, 15 milliliter, and 37. So if you are a teacher, you would really love to take advantage of that 37 milliliter. It goes a long, long way. I will put the link of the first video underneath here in case you missed that, where I did the 18 colors. And that's what made me want to select browns afterwards. I was really impressed with the beautiful coloration and the quality of their paints. They're really, really lovely to work with. The next color is sepia. It is my favorite brown, and on the website it looked so dark and gorgeous. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't use black, but I use sepia a lot. It is my black, I guess you could say. Look at that. So you see the brown burnt umber, raw umber, and then the sepia. Look at that. Wow, is that beautiful. That is a gorgeous color. I think I'm going to have to do a comparison of some sepias and some raw umbers to see what the brands offer and the differences between them. Can you believe that richness? Wow, that is gorgeous. If you've watched my channel for any time, you know I love buff titanium. Theirs is called Titan Buff. And it looks a little grayer already. This is going to be interesting. It's kind of a creamy green gray. It's really, really beautiful. So I think Daniel Smith is more on the yellow side than this one. This is really, really pretty. Now we get to try Denise's Gray. It's a granulating color, which is why, of course, I really loved it. And it's a violet. So Da Vinci has that Artemis color, which I absolutely love. This one looked a little deeper or a little richer. It reminded me of Daniel Smith's Lunar Violet. I mean, look at that color right there. That's gorgeous. Lighter tone, more water. With the granulating color, you want to add water so that it has room to kind of move and explore. What do you think of that? Let's see what the water does. The water helps the particles kind of like move and spread this way, and it usually results in a lot of beautiful granulation and color separation. So if you're ever using one of those colors, make sure to add water to it. The next color is Stormy Blue. I'm kind of on a quest this year for an indigo or a dark blue that I like. And this one seemed a little darker than the indigo that I have on the other page. Kind of seemed like a mix between Payne's Gray and indigo. Look at that color. I liked the richness. It's got a lovely tone. It's not too bright. A lot of blues for me are way too bright. Like an Indanthrone is what I use now. And it's just a really bright blue. So I wanted something a little dirtier this year. A little darker, a little richer, a little more muted. Water. This has been dried, and I'm going to go over the colors first laying down, and then I will bring them up close for you to see all the lovely texture. This is Quinacridone Rose Doré, Alizarin Gold, Indian Red, burnt umber, raw umber, sepia, Titan buff, Denise's gray, and stormy blue. Look at this gorgeousness. I love the coral and the rose doré, but I really love the gold and that alizarin gold. The Indian red reminds me of kind of a caput mortem, but a little more on the brown side. All three of those will have a place in my palette. Then we have burnt umber, which is to the left, raw umber in the center, and sepia. Look at those browns. I love the variation here, and I'm glad I went with 3 totally different colorways. The burnt umber is really nice. It looks really orange on camera, but it's lovely. Of course, that sepia is just like, wow. I love that. And then we have Titan buff, Denise's gray, and stormy blue. Do you see the separation in the Denise's gray? It's got red and blue and like a really cool violet. And look at that stormy blue color. It's really pretty. I think this has a little bit of a violet undertone, but I really like the richness. So I'm comparing this to the indigo here. And you can see this one's much more a true blue, and that's the Payne's gray. This is kind of somewhere in between. And I really, really like that. I think these 9 colors really added to my total palette here. And I think that's enough Da Vinci's to play with. Now I need to actually put them in a big palette so that I can just start using them to see how they mix with each other, to see if I get any cool color combinations. I'm really anxious to try the Quin Rose Dory. I want to try it with the Stormy Blue. I wonder what will happen. I also want to see what the sepia will do to it. And this alizarin gold is really intriguing me with that hint of yellow in there. It's like a hint of a yellow orange. And I really, really like that. This Titan buff is a lot different than the Daniel Smith, which is more yellow. I really like the tone of this. It's almost green. It reminds me really much of lichen in the woods, and it's a nice color. I know that I will have a lot of fun mixing with that. If you are interested seeing me color mix with these 27 colors from Da Vinci, let me know in the comments. And which color was your favorite from today? I would love to know that. If you were inspired by today's color swatches, please like, comment, or subscribe. It will help my channel grow, and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.